Well, joining me now is Martin Lipton, Chief Football Writer for the Daily Mirror, and Brian Paddick, who is the Deputy Assistant Commissioner for the Met Police. Gentlemen, great to have you in the programme tonight. Martin, let's start with you. What happened this weekend? Well,
I'm afraid we had, despite what Hugh Robertson said there, a bit of a throwback to the worst excesses. It wasn't the scale of some of the things we saw in the 70s and 80s, but the sort of amoral, nihilistic, random violence which was part of football culture for far too long reared its ugly head once again, and that is an issue which the authorities have to take seriously. We saw the start of it, you know, with the England fans last month in San Marino. There were issues of sort of the worst excesses of racism amongst the travelling fans. This is another stage in that, you know, type of behaviour.
And Brian Paddick, from a policing point of view, how depressing is it for you to see scenes like that again?
Well, it's very difficult. I mean, the police have been gradually withdrawing from football stadia. Clubs are reluctant to pay for police officers. They only pay for the officers who are on duty inside the stadiums. And police officers have been gradually replaced by stewards. But stewards aren't allowed to get involved when there is physical violence. So, as we saw at Wembley, what happens is it does kick off inside the stadium. It takes a while for police officers to come in, those who are on mobile patrol outside, to be brought in to deal with the trouble. And a lot of damage can be done in the meantime.
Now, I know that, Martin, you certainly went to matches in the 70s, 80s, and you kind of started your career around that time as well. Hugh Robertson says we're not going back there. Do you share his confidence?
Well, I hope he's right. I don't think it's as bad as that. I don't want to go into sort of gloom and doom predictions. I don't think it is. But I think there is an underlying culture which still exists amongst certain people who use football as an excuse for them to, you know, expose their worst tendencies. It's an easy vehicle for them to do it as well.
Brian Paddick, and what do you think the police should do about that?
Well, I mean, the police have been relying on spotters, police officers that travel with the fans when they go away. They're there at the home matches. They try to identify who the troublemakers are, arrest them, and then get them banned from matches. Now, maybe some of those banning orders are running out and the hooligans, the troublemakers, are getting back into the grounds. We don't know. But maybe we need to have a heavier police presence inside the stadia if we anticipate trouble at a particular game, so that those troublemakers can be taken out right at the beginning before the violence escalates.
Do you think both clubs have come down hard enough? And they've both said, or certainly Newcastle said, that these people will be banned for life if they're found
And that's
guilty.
absolutely right. Look, the clubs don't want this. None of them do. Millwall has spent the last 30 years trying to restore the image and reputation of the club. For it to be destroyed in such a horrendous way at a showpiece event does them no good. Likewise, Newcastle. I think Brian's right, though, that the banning orders which were imposed in the wake of Euro 2000 and the Football Supporters Act then, they were 10-year bans. They have started to run out.
What was very sad, particularly at Millwall, was a young girl in the crowd, clearly getting very upset in tears. I mean, would you ever take young people, young children, to a football match? It's not really the family event these days, is it, Brian Paddick?
Well, I think it has been a family event, and having all-seater stadia has really helped in that regard. The trouble is, you've got some Millwall fans, for example. Millwall fans have always had a reputation for violence. There are some sick individuals amongst the Millwall supporters who want to maintain that very bad reputation.
Would you take children, Martin?
I take my children to games. I take them to Fulham, Premier League ground, close to me at home. The atmosphere is terrific, but I pick my games. You have to be sensible.
You wouldn't take them to a Millwall match?
I haven't been to Millwall for quite some time.
OK, thank you very much for joining me tonight.